All right, we are recording now. And I'm letting the family in. Hope everybody is good. Everybody's good. Everybody's logging in. Got some good folks coming in today.
I know that's right. That's what's
up.
All
right. Hope everybody's doing well. We got about 17, almost 20 people in already.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds like a winner.
All right. Everybody good. Everybody good. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Hey, Miss Flo, how you doing?
Okay, I called you. You haven't called me back.
Oh, I was probably working on some of your patients. All right. Hey, Miss Lee. Hey, Prophetess, how are you?
I'm blessed to the Lord and can't wait. I didn't know this was a members only. I done sent this announcement out to everybody.
No, it's all right. It's cool. I didn't put it out there. That's good.
Oh, but it asked me to sign in, so I didn't know. Hopefully the people will be, what happened to you?
I'm right here.
Hopefully the people will be able to get in.
Oh, yeah. All they got to do is just, if they log in, they should be fine.
Okay.
Yep. I want to thank everyone for coming through. It is good. We are ready to rock and roll. How's everybody doing? All right?
Hey, Dr. Paul.
Hey, what's up? Who's that?
Cynthia.
What's up, Cynthia?
Everything's everything.
See, I told you she was hiding, Dr. Paul. I told you Cynthia was hiding behind the picture.
Up there?
You want to see that picture?
I want to see that picture.
You want to see the picture?
Glory.
She said you want to see the picture. Go ahead. There she is. See,
there she is. I saw. Amen.
Don't worry about it. Well, family, I want to thank everyone for coming through. This is the time that we say is called the family tree, and this time is bringing the men and the women together. This is our second one. From last week we started up. If you are still trying to get that one from last week, it is posted. We did send that out, so you just click on the link and we'll send you last week's program. It was excellent because we talked a lot of good stuff. And I wanted to start first off by welcoming everyone. We got folks still coming through. All right, got 18 here. We still have folks coming through. As folks come through, I want you to utilize this as a resource for you and your family. So if there's any problems that you're having, you get bombarded with, at this very moment of the day, all kinds of pharmaceutical meds, right?
Yes,
you get hit over the head. Next thing you know, you got a drug for everything. Well, I want you to utilize this resource for the life, bringing the herbs back to the natural things that you can be doing. We're in COVID-19 right now, so people are very, very much on top of their health right now. So utilize it as a way of reaching folks. If you got somebody in your family that's suffering from something, sometimes they just need to listen in. On the link, if you receive the link, you can also, if you're out and about, say for instance, you can't get a computer, you can dial in. You can hit the phone and it'll dial you right on in to the conversation. So you can listen to it while you shop. How about that?
All right.
So whatever you're doing, you can, wherever you might be busy, or if you have somebody with you that wants to chime in, you can just listen to the conversation. All right. So I wanted to make sure there are phone numbers. There are several numbers. You're not going to see Philadelphia on that number, but you can hit any of those numbers and it'll log you in. All right. Okay. I just want to get started. Bill, everyone, I want to give everybody a shout out to Bill, 1L Morgan over there. Bill, you doing all right?
Yeah, buddy, I'm doing really, really well. Good day today. The kids didn't get too crazy, but I'm still here. What can I say?
All right. Bill is actually my producer on this show, and Bill's going to be lining up some things. He's going to get some articles, information, but I want you to always, if at any point in time you have a question, we're going to open up the floor for any questions, okay? But Bill, why don't you start us off with giving us those latest COVID-19 numbers?
Yes, sir.
And from that website that we know of.
All right, got it right here in front of me, Dr. Paul. Updated just 14 minutes ago. We have total confirmed cases right now as we are having this family meeting here of 41,422,944. That's total confirmed. Total critical at this point 73,952. Total deceased 1,134,969.
Wow.
Total active, guys, we're getting close to that 10 million mark. 9,745,896.
And
And
Bill,
for
can you raise your volume up just a little bit?
I certainly can, Dr. Paul. How about that? That a lot better?
That's a whole lot better. There you go.
All right,
There you
very
go.
good, very good. Okay, I didn't want to blast anyone. Okay, all right, now and now total recovered. Here we go. Yes, sir. Our
Mhm.
total recovered 30,351,348. All right.
Mm,
That's total recovered around the world, guys. And
that's
what we're
wild.
looking at right now from the standpoint of our local area, we have right now, let me find Pennsylvania. So you give you an idea as to
And
what
Bill,
we got.
give them
Yeah,
the
sure.
where are you getting that from? You know the
Oh, I'm
website.
sorry about that. Yes, guys,
Mhm.
we're getting this information. And we don't want you to think that we just know you all are smart, which you all are. We're getting this information from at ncov19.live. That's NCOV 2019.live. You can always go there and have that as a good resource so that you'll know exactly what's going on a daily basis. That way you get a chance to keep up with everything that's going on. All right. Want to make sure that that's it. And by the way, just as Dr. Paul was saying, as you have any questions, comments, concerns, this is the time to just raise them, or you can just type them in. If you don't come on and see it yourself, type them into the chat, and then we'll get it to a point where I can at least make sure that you get it, okay? And you get that question answered, and then Dr. Paul can cover that information, all right?
Yes,
Right
and
now,
also,
go ahead.
Bill, tell them that is a great website that we can utilize. Family, when you're trying to find a good website that gives you accurate
Yes.
information
Mhm.
that's updated literally by the second.
Mhm.
It's actually constant in real time. So as things are happening, you're getting them as fast as they're getting them on the AP Press and all the
Right,
major
exactly.
news sources. So you're getting it literally before,
Anybody
Action
else
News.
does.
So you become the Action News. How about that?
That's exactly. You know what? And the news people, they have to have a specific feed in order to get these things. So
That's right.
and some of them actually really, as of this moment, as far as I know, are not actually hooked to NCOV 2019.live. So I mean, you're getting some stuff that no one else has. So make it a point to check these things. That way you can make sure that you yourself are safe and your family. Listen, think about it. The governor of New Jersey just today had to get off of the stage because one of his staff members had he'd been in contact with over the weekend. So he voluntarily left what he was doing and went home to quarantine himself and his wife. How about that?
Wow. Yeah.
So we're talking about responsible people who are trying to do what is necessary. And that is what we have to do here as a family. That's what this is all about. As Dr. Paul says, being a family. Please understand that.
Yes.
It's about us taking care of each other. All right.
Yes. And I want y'all to use this also as a resource,
Yes.
for yourself and your family. When you ever have any questions or concerns, we will invite you to bring those questions and we'll
Indeed.
get them answered. If we don't have them, we'll find it.
Sure, we'll get 'em.
the answer for you. And if I have any ways of utilizing the resources, we'll point you in the right direction. But remember, we're trying to do things naturally, organically, in a holistic concept, which means that you feed the body and the body corrects itself 11 times
Indeed.
faster. So you got to decipher between what's going on and all the stuff that they're putting out there. So that's what we're going to use this for. All right, family.
Mhm.
So I want to dive right into the lesson that I want to talk about today. And we'll do questions and concerns. If anytime you have a question, you can just raise your hand. Bill, can you see on that side? You can see the chat box, right?
Yes, I can. I can see the chat box. I
Okay,
certainly can.
so whenever you have a question or anything, please just tell folks just to go ahead on and drop it in the box and
You
we'll
got
get
it.
you in. How about that?
Mhm.
All right.
You got it. All
If
right.
there's any questions, just let me know. And I'm just trying to let everybody in as we're coming in. People are still logging in, and that's
Mhm.
good that everybody's got the note. Okay, I want to talk about this high blood pressure thing. Bill, we and family, we have a blood pressure issue.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, there's diabetes, there is cancer, there is issues with pancreatic issues now. You know, that's making a move now with Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She, you know, she had the pancreatic issue.
Right.
Also, we have people who have issues with sciatic nerve damage, you know, going down the line of the foot, tingling in the feet, neuropathy, you know, where initially you're having the tightness in your hands and your feet. If you're experiencing any of this, I want to go back to make your or draw your attention to this thing called the sublation. Okay. And that is actually meaning that the spine is out of alignment. The spine is out of alignment. Do you know that every bone, when you have your vertebrae that sits like this on top of each other, right in between there is the disc. And then from the disc spins off the nerves. And from there, every nerve in your back is connected to an organ in your body. Did you know that? So that means that if you have a misalignment and you have what's called contraction, that means bone touching nerve, or sometimes you may have a bulging disc where it actually is pressing on the nerve, you can cut the signal, oxygen, and nutrients to that organ.
Wow.
That means every nerve in your back is connected to an organ. So you got folks that are taking medication, and this is something that I'm seeing literally every day. When folks come through, they're getting assessments, and on the RM3A, we're seeing the person has been taking medication sometimes 20, even 30 years for their heart. And guess what? When we look at it, they actually have a misalignment in the back.
Wow.
So it's not even the heart that's the problem. They've been told that they're about to get their heart is weak, they're having problems with the heart palpitations, rhythmic issues. Even there was one gentleman that said, he said, you know what, they're talking about heart surgery on his valves.
Wow.
So when he got on the RM3A, we saw that it wasn't even the actual heart. It was the misalignment of his spine, which was pressing on the nerve, which is causing a malnutrition to his heart.
Wow.
So here we have a lot of people not knowing that their chronic condition that they may have may not be caused by the organ, but it may be because you have what's called a structural issue in your back. That's deep. That means that your structural misalignment is causing the malnutrition in your back. So I'm going to share a screen with y'all. Is that all right with y'all?
Please do. Please do.
Can I share a screen with y'all? All right, I'm going to share a screen to see if I can get Bill, I'm going to try to go online here. Let's see here. I'm going to try to shrink this out. Hold on.
Okay.
But I have what's called a sublation chart.
Right. Okay.
And the sublation chart, believe it or not,
That's one that looks a little bit like this, right?
yes, that is it. That is
That's
it, Bill.
Okay.
Do you have one that you can pull up? Do you think you have one that you can pull up?
No, I don't have it pulled up, but I just had this one that I just happened to print it out.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can pull one up for the family so that you can see. It's on my website. If you are on my website, you can go right to Dr. Paul website and you can pull up the sublation chart. Hey, Bill, let me do something here. I think I can do it now. Hold on. There it is. I'm going to pull this up. Can y'all see that?
It's not yet. It's starting. There we go. There we go. We got it now.
Can y'all see that?
Yes, sir. That's it.
Can everybody see that? Can you see my cursor?
I can see it.
See it.
Okay.
Yeah, I see your cursor, Dr. Paul. Go ahead.
Okay. So for example, folks will come in and saying, I got my back is hurting or my neck is hurting. Got it?
That'll be me.
That's your neck?
That's my neck.
Slow. that, that's what happens when you have the pain in the neck. We're talking about the cervical. You see the cervical right here? Can y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
C1 actually right underneath is actually called the atlas. The atlas actually is C1. That actually deals with the blood supply to the head, the pituitary gland, the scalp, the bones in the face, the brain, the inner ear, the sympathetic nervous system. That means stress. Got it? So guess what the possible symptoms are? Headaches, nervousness, insomnia. You're saying, I can't get no sleep anymore. I'm having problems sleeping. But also it means high blood pressure, migraine headaches, nervous breakdowns, amnesia, chronic tiredness, and absolutely dizziness. That would be the C1. That means there's some contraction, bone touching nerve on that area. You got it? Next one, C2. C2 is the eyes, the optic nerves, auditory nerves, sinuses. That's the mastoid bones. That's the tongue, the forehead. That's actually when you're talking about people with glaucoma, things like cataracts. Guess what? It very much may be a misalignment of the C2 in the vertebrae. Wow. Sinus trouble, allergies, pain around the eyes. Anybody getting any of this stuff? Earaches, fainting spells. You know, you have some people say, I faint all the time, having problems feeling dizzy. Certain cases of blindness, even crossed eyes and deafness. That's the C2. I've seen people who actually had issues with their ears. They went back in their C2 and readjusted. And guess what? Opened the ear right on up.
Wow.
Open the ear right
Dr.
on
Paul,
up.
I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
For example, if individuals, because I know a lot of people sleep on these so-called comfort pillows, and the first thing it does is eject your head way forward.
Right.
Okay. Does that kind of extension in that C1, C2, C3 area, does that also have the same, does it cause the same thing, you know, like headaches and all the things you just began reading about? Just sharing
right.
that.
Absolutely. So that C2 is causing issues because there's no flow of oxygen, nutrients, or signal through to the organs.
Okay.
Got it? So you can have all it. That's like having, just like you stepping on a wire. You're not going to be able to get any signal through that.
Right.
Got
Okay.
it? So C3, look at C3. That's the cheeks, the outer ear, face bones, teeth. You got it? Also, that deals with acne, pimples, eczema, things like that. C4 is the nose, lips, mouth. Okay. Hay fever, runny nose, hearing loss, adenoids. 5 is the vocal cords. I'm just kind of paraphrasing through all these. I don't want to go through all of them.
Sure.
Vocal cords, neck, gland, pharynx, laryngitis, hoarseness. Anybody having hoarseness all the time? You know what? You probably got a misalignment in your back also. Throat conditions such as sore throat all the time. Some people even have the C6, which is neck muscle, shoulders, tonsils. You can touch that C6 and they can feel the tingling right in their fingers.
Wow.
Dr. Paul, I had a C6 replacement in 97, but I'm beginning to have pain back there again in my shoulders. And so the doctor is giving me some exercises to do now, and then they'll do MRI. I had an x-ray and they could see everything that was back there, but.
Okay. So yes. So here's the thing. Remember, we're basically just showing you where where the issue is, right? But keep in mind, the number one problem that we're dealing with right now is the fact that the back is weak. Okay, we have a weak back. You know, when you are, and I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. I'm gonna come right back out. All right, can you see me?
Yeah.
All right. So when your spine is like this, right? You have the disc in between, but it's the muscles that hold the spine in place. But it tends to be that more people have weak backs than anything. So that's because you overcompensate by using forward muscles, but you don't use your back. So we got more people with weak backs. So that's where we do the exercise where you put your back to the wall. Got it?
Yeah.
Fully back to the wall, head to the wall, and then you start doing the military press in the back. Okay? That helps to strengthen the muscles. There you go, Mike. I see you over there. So that's going to help you to build back the spine again, and actually also to keep you in alignment. Now, if I go back to sharing again, I just want to go back to this one. Okay, so when you start to look at how that cervical, usually everybody's moving forward right now. Everybody's moving forward, which means that we're in the generation where everyone's on their phone, their tablet, their computer.
Yes.
Also, when you're driving, everybody's moving forward, rounding the shoulders. They even saw where a lot of the youth have actually grown a little horn in the back of their head. Did y'all hear that?
Ouch.
Yes. They've actually grown a little horn in the back of their heads. And what does that mean? That means that they're moving forward so much that there's a little hook right in the back of their head.
Wow.
And that's because of spinal fluid actually building up in the back of the cranium. So when you're going down to the T1, another area very prominent is T1 through T12, which is thoracic. Thoracic has everything to do with T1 is the arms and the elbows. Got it? Wrists, fingers, esophagus, trachea. Right. That's also asthma, cough, difficulty breathing, shortness of breath. These are the things that are out of alignment. So then you also have T2. Now this one, I can say, family, I want y'all to write this down. I really want y'all to write this one down. Write down, because the majority of misalignments happen right between the T2 and the T5. Y'all got that? Raise your hand if you got that. All right, I just want to make sure I don't lose y'all on the vote on the audio, okay?
Audio's fine.
Okay. All right. So T1, T2, hearing includes the valves and coronary arteries. Now, when someone has, usually, sometimes they'll even tell the person that they have an arrhythmic issue, rhythmic problems, or they may even have something like a fibrillation, some form of fibrillation going on. Usually, this is the number one area we want to look for right here, T2. That's the functioning heart condition and contains certain chest conditions.
Hey guys, can you make
somebody mute yourself? Mute yourself.
All right, there we go.
All right. And then you also have T3, lungs, bronchial tubes, pleura. That's all the dealing with the lung issue, chest, and the breast. That's when you have issues with bronchitis, pleurisy, pneumonia, congestion. That's the T3 is the area where a lot of COVID activity is happening.
Right.
You'd be surprised how many people's misalignments in their back is causing them issues with not being able to have proper lung function. T5, liver. T4, gallbladder, common duct, gallbladder conditions, jaundice, shingles. T5 is the liver. The liver actually is your power and nuclear reactor. That's dealing with liver condition, fever, blood pressure problems, poor circulation, arthritis. How about that? T6, stomach. T7, pancreas. T8 is spleen, adrenals, kidneys is T10. T11 is kidney and uterus. T12, small intestines and lymph circulation. You see how this is worked out, y'all? I want y'all to understand that when you start to do anything to deal with your health, please make sure that your spine is in alignment. Did y'all hear that? Sometimes your spine is out of alignment first before you do anything. All right, let's take some questions real quick, Bill. We got any questions?
There were some actually. Let me see. There was one up here.
Well, let's just raise somebody. Just raise your hand. If you got a question, go ahead with the questions.
Yep, just raise your hand.
And it doesn't have to be necessarily about what we're talking about today, but if you have anything that you want to talk about, all right?
Guys, look on the bottom of your screen where it says reactions, okay? If you click on that, it'll give you a thumbs up or like a hand. For example, you see on my picture, see my hand up there now?
Yep.
That will let Dr. Paul know that you have a question. How about that? He can answer you directly. How about that, okay?
Yep, raise your hand, okay?
And then it'll eventually go away. Okay, here's one. Says, Dr. Paul, I have an infant and am concerned about having her out and about. I've been staying in. My partner is doing all the shopping. Her cousins are in town and I want them to be able to visit. They are from out of state and have been in school around other children. Do you think that's safe? A good idea?
Well, you mean they're saying their children? Your mic, you pulled away from the mic a little bit.
Oh, okay. So they're hold on one second. Let me go. They've been trying to keep things square. They've been in the house. Okay. Now their cousin is there is in here in town, and they want them to be able to visit. Now they're from out of state, and they have been in school around other children. Do you think it's a good idea? Is it safe to allow them to come by?
Yeah, I think you just have to be with strong caution now. You just don't know. You just don't know. And that means err on the line of caution that no matter where you go, the children, they're trying to say that it's not spread amongst children as it is adults, but that's not true.
Yes.
I would beg to differ. I would say just be careful. You have to have a strong understanding about who you're with. They're calling them pods now. I don't know if y'all know about these. They're calling them pods, family pods. So family pods are that you sort of have an agreement with certain family members that you can link up with, that you've been cleared with. If that makes any sense. They're calling them family pods now. So that means that, for the children, for the adults to get together, there's certain people in the family that they will only associate with.
Yes.
If anyone comes out of that equation, they're sure to let the pod know that I was with so-and-so or I was out so-and-so. So it just sort of tries to keep everybody in check.
Yes, there was a question here wanted to know about the celebration chart. Can it be downloaded? Yes, if you go to drpaul.herbs.com and scroll over to downloads, and you can go right down and find that chart, click on it, it comes up, and you just download it, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want that, you can actually download that specific chart on my website. You go to Dr. Paul's website and
I can get the playback. This is the guy that I was listening to last week.
What did you say, Flo? Did you have a question? Oh, she was 1 minute. All right. So if you are
guys,
someone
again, try to mute your microphones, guys. Okay.
Yeah, try to mute your mic, family. All right.
Look at these people.
Make sure that whatever you do, you can go to the website, download sublation chart, okay? And you can download all that. Keep it on you. I want to give you a little bit of insight, though. Some things that can help you.
Right.
If you're talking about, and I'm going to go back to, I'm going to share the screen again. All right, go back to here. I just want to really focus now on the lower back. A lot of people got lower back problems. Anybody got lower back problems? Shout out, y'all. Y'all got lower back problems.
Tell the truth now.
Oh
Tell the
yeah.
All right.
Yes,
Now,
yes,
I
yes.
did.
Now, I have a question for you. And you just tell me this. If you are someone that suffers from lower back problems, number one, are you a side sleeper?
There we go.
Ask yourself, are you a side sleeper? If you are a side sleeper, that means everything, because if you're laying on your side, okay, you're laying on your side, your spine is actually going to drop at the tailbone. So it almost like your hip sort of drops and therefore puts the pressure on the spine. So what does that mean? That means that you're going to now wake up with back pain. So what do you need to do? You need to sleep. If you're a side sleeper, you got to put a pillow between the legs.
Yes, there you
to
are.
raise the hip. So now they call it a lumbar pillow, but you can take any pillows just to raise the level in that hip. You got it? Anybody have something like that going on? Anybody got a lumbar pillow that they use?
I do.
Hello?
Driving.
Huh?
I do. I had a slightly herniated L5 about 20 years ago.
Okay.
And I had a procedure done called a VAX-D, which stood for vertebral axial decompression. It's kind of like being on the rack. It's the technology that comes out of the Finnish countries, and I've been blessed 20 years now. And Doc, you saw me on my way to play golf.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right.
But yeah, I sleep with that pillow for the last 20 years.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. Takes the pressure off of that spine in the back, in that lower area, L1, which is large intestines, inguinal rings. For men, that's the inguinal rings where a lot of people, men have things like hernias. Hernias, lower inguinal hernias happen with men and don't know that it may be stemming from a lower back problem. So that's the L1. That L1 also deals with constipation, colitis, dysentery, diarrhea, some ruptures, or like it says, hernias. Got it? That means you have skin being broken and those rings have been expanded, and then now the intestines drop down. So you got an L1, you can have an issue with those areas, constipation, things like that. L2 is the appendix, abdomen, and the upper legs. Some people say I got cramps in my leg at night, cramps and difficulty breathing sometimes. And then sometimes you got varicose veins. You know, a lot of women say I get varicose veins all down the leg. Well, guess what? If your L2 is out of alignment, stops circulation, waste gets trapped. Because guess what spider veins are? Does anybody know what spider veins are?
Okay.
Does anybody know what spider veins are?
No.
Come on, family.
Come on, family. Come on.
Is that the waste that you get in your veins?
You got it. It's waste. It's
It's
just waste trapped in your legs. That is exactly what it is. You got it? That's waste trapped in your legs. So when you have lower circulation, no circulation, waste gets trapped in that lower part, gets trapped in your leg. So now that could be stemming from a back problem. Wow. That's crazy. So keep
Dr.
that in
Falk,
mind, all right?
Could you in some instance you know, I guess take nice almost like a not a sitz bath, but sit in some Himalayan salts kind of help ease that to make those veins a little bit more emollient.
Well, remember, we don't want to go around and the first thing you want to do is, if you do a protocol in order,
Right.
you got to get the alignment in the spine first.
Okay.
That's
There
like
we
a
go.
structural issue. That's
Mhm.
like if your car, if you damage the structure of your car, they're going to tell you might as well total the car.
That's true.
You
Okay.
got it? You ever
Mhm.
see anybody with a structure damaged frame of their car? It may look like it's sideways and
Yes,
it's
it's
going
running
down the street like
sideways.
this.
Mhm. Yes.
Well, that's a structural frame, and it should be total, because if the frame goes, you go. You
Mhm.
got it?
Okay. All
Same
right.
thing with the body. You got to make alignment, get your alignment with your spine in order, family, and make sure that your spine is in perfect alignment. I'm gonna give you some great helpful tips on how to get it aligned naturally, because with a lot of the COVID, a lot of people, especially specific chiropractors, may not be in practice, but I want to give you some things that you can do. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go down last few, and then I'm gonna take some questions. Okay. All right. L3 is the sex organs: uterus, bladder, knees. Wow. So you know what? When we talk about sexual organs, uterus, bladder, knee, any areas in those areas can have everything to deal with problems with bladder troubles.
Mhm.
Menstrual troubles such as painful or irregular periods, miscarriaging, bedwetting, impotency, change of life symptoms. Many knee pains are
Mhm.
in L3. Got
Mhm.
it? That's a misalignment of L3. I hope y'all writing this stuff down. This stuff is really very, very important.
What's his name? Hey.
It's very, very important, because people are suffering and quietly suffering for years and years, and they're taking all kinds of medication and pain medication, and you don't even need the medication if you get adjusted properly.
Okay.
You got it? Then we got L4. This is one that's very, very popular with men who have prostate problems. When men have prostate problems, that's the L4. Usually, before they have the prostate problem, Bill, it's usually they have an L4 lower lumbar issue for many years.
Wow.
And they always will tell you, well, I've always had this lower back problem, probably a side sleeper, having sciatic issues. Got it? Sciatic issues, lumbar difficulty, pain, frequent urination. People say every time I turn around, I got to go to the bathroom. What's going on? You got it? L4. L5 is lower leg, ankles, and feet. People have swelling in the feet. If you got swelling in your ankles, sometimes we know that, yes, that means that the kidneys aren't functioning properly, but maybe the kidneys are not functioning properly because the lower lumbar is actually cutting the circulations to the feet, which is poor circulation to the legs, swollen ankles, weak ankles or arches, cold feet, weakness in the legs cramps.
Right.
Got it? And then the last one, we go to the sacrum and the coccyx. Those are like the hip bones, the buttocks. Okay, that actually deals with spinal curvature, curvature issues, that are happening with the spine, scoliosis. Got it? And the coccyx, of course, is the tailbone. And that sometimes deals with the rectum and the anus. That's when people have a lot of hemorrhoid problems, piles, things like that. A lot of anal itching, pain in the end of the spine when they're sitting. Has everything to do with a misalignment with the tailbone.
Wow.
You all got it? All right, I'm done with that one. I'm gonna come off of here, stop sharing. I want to take some questions now. Family, please, please, please take that and make sure you're in proper alignment. It really makes an incredible difference. I've had some people come through and for years they've had misalignments. and not know that it's really your back and not the medication. So you're taking medication maybe for years, not realizing you got to get your spine adjusted.
Yeah, that's true.
Got it?
You know, Dr. Ball, you've covered most of the questions that I see in the chat area. So I'll just ask again if there are any other particular questions that that the family would like to have, have brought up. Either chat it in or just raise your hand and let's just
Okay,
get to
I
it.
see someone. I have
Okay.
a question talking about is L3 misalignment the reason why I have hot flashes?
Aha, okay.
Wow, is L3 misalignment the reason why I have hot flashes? All right, what do y'all think? What do y'all think?
No,
Wow.
no, depending on their age.
I'm
Menop-
47.
the age.
I'm 47. I'm dying here.
Menopause. Menopause.
Okay, let me help you out, okay? Remember, I'm gonna switch back now. If you're talking about hot flashes, got it? You got to start checking right here. T5, liver. Got it? Liver is what regenerates the enzymes, but it also has to deal with hormones, cleaning the blood. Usually, when we have hot flashes, we got to balance out the hormones. So a lot of that happens when, believe it or not, you start to clean the liver. But also make sure that T5, see right, that T5, that's like the middle of your back. If you follow it all the way up, it's about right there. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Got it? So
Dr.
that's
Ball,
what
you have to get a skeleton there behind you so you can turn and actually show folk to make sure so they can see that 3D on your about the back.
Yeah, you know what? I couldn't sanitize it. That's why I couldn't do it. I can't
get you.
sanitize it. There is a
Okay.
3-dimensional image that we show on the RM3A. On the
Right.
RM3A, we can test for that.
Now see, and so when you try to scan on somebody's hand, you come out.
All right, somebody mute
All right,
yourself.
so-
Mute yourself,
yes,
family.
somebody mute
Somebody's
yourself.
got to mute yourself.
Mute
All right,
yourself,
make
guys.
sure you mute yourself.
Dr. Paul, maybe you need to mute everybody and then
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do
raise our
right now.
hand and
Okay.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me go down and mute everybody. All right.
Okay.
Are they actually, who is that that's actually going off like that?
You're getting close.
All right. All right. So I'm going to go in and mute all. Here it is. Okay. Now, if you can hear me. All right. Let me bring a couple of folks in. Bill, I'm going to bring you back in.
Okay, you got me.
Got you. Okay.
Yep,
All right.
okay.
So, Bill, what we want to do is, I see someone, Prophetess has her hand up. I'm going to ask her to unmute.
There we go. There we go.
Prophetess?
Yes.
Okay. You had a question?
Yes. My son, he's not here. I'm gonna have him call you for an evaluation, but he has an infection in his mouth. I think it's his wisdom teeth, but the doctors gave him amoxicillin, tramadol, ibuprofen, and ACETAMINO, some kind of
Acetaminophen?
ACETAMINOPHEN.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So if he has an infection, they're going to give him an antibiotic.
Okay, but he also has a bleeding ulcer, so he was his bowel movements have been bloody. I told him to call the pharmacist yesterday, and they told him it is the tramadol
Mm.
causing the ulcer to bleed. So
Now he has an ulcer in this. I couldn't hear that first part. Did you say it was an ulcer in the stomach?
yes, he has a bleeding ulcer.
Okay. All right. For if you're listening, if you have an ulcer of any kind, remember that's a derma issue. You can get an ulcer in your gum. Anybody ever had one in your gum?
Yes.
Mhm.
or you may have them in a lot of different places. So you can take the king of the derma repair is the aloe vera gel.
Mhm.
Okay, the aloe vera gel. Aloe vera gel repairs the derma. And when it repairs the derma, it allows the skin to regenerate. Got it? Remember, skin on the outside, skin on the inside.
Okay.
So I would recommend if you start to do that, of course, I don't know his situation, but I'm just going to speak in general, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, is food for the soul, family. All right.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
Got to say that. No, I got to say that. If you are dealing with some level of indigestion, bloating, gas, irritable bowel issue, Crohn disease, even getting into things like diverticulitis, then you would use something like an aloe vera gel. Okay, what we would use is aloe vera gel. And from the aloe vera gel, you would take it though only on an empty stomach. You got it? So you would take about 2 to 3 tablespoons of the gel, not the juice. Got it? And you would do it on an empty stomach. Do
Mhm.
not eat for 30 minutes.
I take 2 to 3 tables. I'm sorry, 2 to
2
3
to 3
tablespoons.
tablespoons on an empty stomach. Got it? And that's for any and all ulcers, especially if you're dealing
Okay.
with chronic issues or digestion issues,
Mhm.
problems with, even constipation. Okay. Because it's dealing with derma. Remember, skin on the outside, skin on the inside. It's the same
Mhm.
thing. Your organs are made of skin. You got it? So that's one that could really help. One of the aloe vera gels, just happen to have
Just
one
happen to
right
have one
here.
right next to you. I knew that.
Is that
Wow.
backwards? Can y'all see that?
No, that's fine. That's perfect.
Okay. Y'all see that? That's one brand that I recommend. It's called Aloe Vera Gel Lily of the Valley. See, problems is how you have me advertising up here.
That's what I take. I take 2 tablespoons every morning, but it's for scar tissue.
Okay, got you. So that's what you would use for derma. That's also good for scalp. That's
Uh-huh.
good for the moisture of your scalp.
If you're getting
It's,
tingling in your scalp, is that good for
yes,
that?
tingling in the scalp. But actually, if you have yeast issues in the scalp is called dandruff. Woo!
Uh-oh, look out now.
Look out. All right. So keep that in mind. All right. So prophets, I would do that as a preparatory for him. Just have him the gel, not the juice, because this is going to coat the lining of the esophagus all the way down. Got it?
Mhm.
Now, as far as the antibiotic, you would
Hold that up again, please.
Huh?
Hold that jar up again. I'm trying to get a picture, just as you put it down.
You don't want my picture in here. You just want the.
Thank you. I wanted to get the gel. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So let me get somebody to dropping more folks are coming in. Okay. All right. So if you have a question, we got Shanita on the line. Shanita? Just
Shanita?
unmute
Just
yourself.
unmute yourself, Shanita.
I had raised my hand earlier. Hey, peace, everybody. I had raised my hand earlier, but Brother Bill did read my question and you answered it, so I know to kind of think about the pod situation. But you
Right.
did answer
Okay.
my question. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Well, kiss the baby for me. All right.
Right on.
Dr. Paul,
Yes.
I got to see buckthorn
Yes.
liquid, and you told us to take how much?
The sea buckthorn. What kind you have now? The liquid.
Yes.
What does it recommend that you take it? How do you? What is it? What is the directions telling you?
Oh, I just got it today.
I know, but what does the directions say on the back?
Okay. It says take direction 1 ounce daily, any time of the day.
Right. That's correct. So remember, you can take sea buckthorn. For those who don't know what sea buckthorn is, Here it is right here. I just happen to have that one too. Sea buckthorn is the highest of the omegas. Okay, you may have been popularized by the omegas through omega-3, which is, of course, through things like, some form of sea, like if you have, like they say, get your omega-3s from fish oil. Got it? But you need more than just omega-3. You need omega-3, you need 6, you need 5, 7, and 9. So you need all of them. Sea buckthorn is the only one that has, probably of those 5, it has 4 of the 5. Got it? It has 3, 5, 6, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So it's actually, I believe the 5 is not in here. I think it's 3, 6, 7, and 9. So what does that mean? That means that sea buckthorn is good for the hemoglobin. If you're trying to get your blood right, and you heard what happened with Ruth Ginsburg. Well, she had pancreatic issues, and they said it spread from one area to another area. Really, what was happening is that, remember, blood flows through every organ in your body every 20 minutes, believe it or not, through every 20 minutes. So really, the cancer was all through her body. She really needed to clean the blood, but with radiation and chemo, that's not going to happen. It's going to accelerate the situation because of the acidosis, which is going to now make it move faster. Got it? So what could have happened if she started to use something like a sea buckthorn? That could have actually helped her regenerate the hemoglobin, which is the what they call the paramelia part of the cell wall. You got it? It's permeable. That permeable part of the cell wall actually allows it to strengthen. And that's what this does. But this is also good if you have the oil. Who actually said that was the oil? Who actually raised their hand on the oil? Well, if you have the oil, ladies, this is used as a beauty technique. It actually is good for derma. It's good for the skin. If you actually start to rub it just on the inside of your hand, that's enough of the omegas for the day. How about that? So you can do that, but you can also put it under there, right here, y'all. Right, ladies? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right under here. If you got puffiness under the eyes, if you have darkness under the eyes, that's very good for them. You got it? All right. All right. Anyone have a question? You can raise your hand. Okay, we got a couple of hands up. I have a Zoom caller with no name. Zoom user. I'm just going to unmute you. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Zoom user.
All right. My name is Ashioma. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, in Canada.
All right. Canada's in the house.
That's my sister.
Hey,
all right.
Hey, sister.
Yeah, I got introduced to you by Ambassador Prophetess Lisa Parks. Sorry, my daughter is with me.
That's
And
okay.
I just have my question in the chat, so I don't know if that's okay.
Sure.
That's all right.
What's your question?
I'm Joanna.
Okay, Joanna, that's okay. Yeah, so I have
Joanna.
it's okay, Joanna, I'm talking.
I said Joanna.
Okay.
Oh,
you're
that's a
Joanna.
wonderful sound. That's the wonderful sound
all
of
right.
laughter and joy.
So I have chronic body pain all over my body. The doctor said to me I have sensitive nerves. I have low back issues, just pain, terrible pains. And I'm highly constipated as well. And my 4-year-old daughter, she's also highly constipated.
I'm not a daughter. I told you.
Okay. All
So
right.
I already called the Heber store on Wayne or something like that.
Okay.
So he talked to you, and you
Yeah.
said I should make elderberry juice, which
Okay.
I did, and we've been taking that, but it doesn't seem to be working very well. Like she's
Okay.
still constipated, and I'm still constipated. But I just give it to us morning and at night just to boost the immune system as well, because my boys go to school.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, what was your name again? I missed your
My
name.
name is Ashioma.
Ashioma.
Ashioma?
Ashioma, yes.
Okay, Ashioma. There's a couple of things. Could you mute yourself? I want to answer your question, but you got to mute yourself, okay?
Okay.
All right.
There we go. Good.
Ashioma, I noticed that she says, and you can pop back in and answer if you want to. I just want to make sure we're not disruptive for everyone else, okay? I noticed that you said you have an accent. Where are you from, matter of fact? I wanted to ask that. Where are you from? Originally.
I'm from Nigeria, West Africa. Yeah.
Ah, you're from Nigeria.
Yeah.
And you were born there, right?
I was born there.
Right. And now you're living in Canada.
Yeah, Calgary.
Ah. Okay, I'm gonna mute you, okay? I'm gonna mute you, okay?
Okay then.
Okay. She says now, if the family listening, she's from Nigeria. This is something that you have to really understand. Now she's living in Canada. Remember, she's from closer to the equator. You got it? Now, when you're on the equator, that's the hottest place on the planet. That's where all the sun hits it. That's where all the nutrients is the highest entry. And when you're at Nigeria, you're right on the equator. So what's happening is now you're living in Canada and you're living with not direct sunlight, but indirect sunlight. So you're not getting a whole lot of vitamin D. How about that? If you're not getting vitamin D, you can't process food properly. You can't have the bone structure, the bone density. But also, when you're living in the Northern Hemisphere, the food that surrounds you doesn't have the quality and nutrients that you need. So that means your DNA is structured for only the righteous truth. But now you ain't getting the truth. So that means that.
That's right.
Right. So that means that when you're up in that upper hemisphere, you're getting indirect sunlight. So now the soil is not as nutritious, the vegetables, the fruits, the vitamins, the minerals, everything. So now you're going to have a problem.
Yeah, because the thing he said some kind of website or something. It wasn't right. That's right.
So what's happening, remember, when you're in that upper register, you have to now start eating like you're coming from Africa. So that's almost equivalent to like putting cheap gas in a real expensive car.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who's the expensive car?
You are.
You are, your system. So that's why when we are living in this Northern Hemisphere, we have a lot of issues, and it goes back to blood deficiencies. And then it causes things like thick blood. Now we start to have constipation, irritable bowel issues, because now you can't move the system. You can't move sludge in the system because it has no energy in your gut. So now it starts to sit in your system and literally starts to putrefy. So that means you got to start getting some nutrients. You got to start getting some vitamins, minerals, but those herbs, if you're a listening family, you need to get something like this. Just happen to have that too. All right. Here is my product right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is called the colon cleanse.
Mm-hmm.
Got it? Now this colon cleanse has herbs that are from the region closer to the equator. How about that? That means specifically, I have one in there from what's called Cape Aloes. Anybody know what Cape Aloes is? Anybody ever heard of Cape Aloes? Anybody ever heard of Cape Aloes? I'm going to type that in there. Cape Aloes. I'm going to send this to everybody. Hold on. Everyone. Cape Aloes. See that? Okay, Cape Aloes is found in highest form in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
That's below the equator. So now that's excellent for driving, and it's part of what's called the bitters family. The bitters is what binds to things like fecal matter and debris and pulls it and moves it in through the system. It pushes it a little bit, moves it out, but it does it with a steady pace. It doesn't do it like, you know, when you take it, you don't have to put your sneakers on, all right? So what it does, it just lets you know it's constant moving. So it moves slowly. So Cape Aloes is in this formula right here. Okay, if you want to find out how to get that, you can go right to my website and we'll give you a number before we over where you can order that. Okay, if you're listening, if you're in
Yeah.
Philadelphia, you can stop by either Pollock Herbs and Vitamin Center, which is 5925, and that's 5925 Broad Street. Okay. And also Wayne Avenue Health Food Store. Okay. Wayne
Yeah, he
Avenue
said,
Health Food Store. And you
yeah,
did speak to Wayne. You did speak to him, right?
yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay. That number for those who are listening is 267-338-6488. I'll put it in the chat box, okay? And that's just one of the formulas, which is the colon cleanse. Got it? Thank you. Thank you, brothers. Appreciate you. And what that means is that you can actually start to do a colon cleanse, but also you need to follow up with that a parasite cleanse. So for the first, usually about 3 weeks, you want to take the colon cleanse. Probably you want to try, because this is your first time, you want to try to go through the entire bottle. Okay, there's 100 capsules in each bottle. So I give a nice full amount in those bottles, 100 capsules. So in those capsules, it's going to have a lot of the herbs that move the digestive system, but also is repairing the derma.
Mm-hmm.
Also is pre-fighting a lot of parasites, a lot of things like bacteria, a lot of virus, fungus, things like that, and debris in the intestines. Got it? So when you finish the colon cleanse, then you would move to the parasite formula. Because when you cleanse, the next thing you have to do is sweep. Now, how would you sweep? Well, let's know that when you cleanse the colon, you're starting to now, if there's any parasitic activity going on, it tries to procreate. So it's saying, well, wait a minute, we're under attack. So these parasites are alive and they're going to try to survive. So what are they going to do? They're going to start to now spawn more parasite eggs. You got it? That's just the reality. What does that mean? That means that if you cleanse but don't sweep, you can tend to have more problems in the future. That's why when someone says, well, wow, you know, I had a colon cleanse, I did a colon cleanse, now I'm feeling worse than I did before. It's probably because you cleansed, but you didn't sweep. And then that can build up extra bloating, gas. That's actually parasites regrowing in your intestines. Got it? So you must cleanse and sweep. You got it? So that's the colon cleanse right here. And then you got another one called the parasite formula. And the parasite formula, this one is called the eliminator. It's called the eliminator. I call it the eliminator because it has all those herbs that are specifically designed for parasites. So my sister, definitely you have to start eating from where you come from. That means you need a green drink too. Got it? So that's why when I started to get these nutrients, I knew that people are malnutrition because we're living in the northern hemisphere and we're not getting all the nutrients. So that's why we have, boy, this is my advertisement day today.
Look out, boy. I'm with that. Got that.
That's the green drink. The green drink is a phytonutrient. I call it the NGB, Natural Green Balance. I take no credit for this. I think this was a divine appointment that God inspired for me to put this formula together based on what I saw and all the things that were given to me. So this right here is land and sea. So from the land and sea, it's a little scoop inside. Y'all can see this, right? It's got a little scoop inside, right? And you would take 3 scoops and 12 ounces of your favorite juice or water, and that actually represents a meal. Wow.
Now, is that the one that Yaron says, that's the one you take there? That tastes good.
Yes, this is the one that it took me probably in the neighborhood of a year just to get the taste
that's right.
Because I know people don't like it, and it's very people are taste sensitive.
Yes.
You know, and they won't do it if it tastes bad. So yes, absolutely. I use my son as a pilot, and he at that time he was about, I guess, about 5 or 6
5
years old.
Yes.
And
right.
I said, you know what? If I can get him to like it, then everybody will like it. And sure enough, every day we were coming through with the scientists. I had my scientists and herbalists with me. We were working out the details, and we would come back with another formula. And I give it to him, and he would go,
no, Dad, that's.
But then one day he came back and was like, Dad, that's a winner.
I know that's right. There you go.
That's when I knew I had it. You got it? So that's what you have here with the green drink. It's a meal replacement. Most people need to take it as a food supplement for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's what we try to tell people. Because most people are burning up energy, but they're not replacing energy. And that's where the problem happens. Got it? So I would say to those that are listening, get yourself a green drink, but also cleanse every change of season. So that means beginning of every summer, winter, spring, and fall. You want to do a colon cleanse, follow through the entire bottle, and then follow that with a parasite cleanse to make sure you sweep properly. If you do that on a regular basis, you tend to alleviate 90% of the chronic disease issues, because a lot of it starts right in the intestines. All right. All right. I have some folks with their hand raised. I have Sonia. Sonia.
I'm so sorry. How about my 4-year-old, please?
Okay, I'm gonna come right back to you, okay?
Okay.
I have Sonia.
Hi, Dr. Paul. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Sonia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well.
So you don't remember me, but me, my dad, and my mom came to see you in Philly. My dad has like a spinal issue, so we came to see you, and you were really, really helpful. So she was on, but she had to go.
Okay.
So do you have?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Do you have any suggestions about PCOS and like the imbalance of the female?
Right. For those who don't know, that's urinary, that's uterary issues where the ovarian, they actually swell, inflammation of the ovaries. Is that correct? So what's happening is, remember, that goes back to cleansing again, Sonia. You know, when you start to get the bowels moving, that's a key part with most people. See, if we don't fall in line with that's what we call circadian rhythm, then a lot of that fecal matter and debris gets trapped in our gut. For women, it gets stuck in the lower intestines, right? So that means you got to watch. I would start to look at cycles. Remember, there's a couple of fundamental rules and that is, if you eat, you must eliminate. Got it? So if you're eating 3 times a day, you should be eliminating 3 times a day. So if that's a problem, is constipation a problem with this particular situation?
Yeah, constipation and weight loss.
Right. So what's happening is, remember, you got to watch and do certain things. Number one, circadian rhythm. There's a chart that's on my website. Do you remember that chart? The circadian rhythm? Okay, you got to follow that circadian rhythm. And for those that are listening, Bill, maybe you can grab one.
I have one. Let me pull it out here, Dr. Paul.
All right. Circadian rhythm is the cycle in rhythm. So remember, you try not to eat meat. Are you a meat eater?
Yeah.
Yeah. She said, yes. That's okay. That's cool. So remember, you try not to eat meat, number one, anything in the cleansing cycle, right? So only time you should be eating meat is between 12 noon and 7 p.m.
There you go.
You got it? Circadian rhythm of the organs. Actually, that's not the one, Bill.
That's not the one?
There's another one. The circadian rhythm is the one that the 3 cycle times.
Oh, okay, I get you.
You have 12 to 7, which is intake cycle. You have 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. is assimilation. And 4 a.m. all the way back up to 12 noon is the cleansing cycle. So you don't want to be eating meat first thing in the morning. That's a big one. So the sausage, the bacon, the scrapple, all y'all doing, y'all know, y'all don't mess with that stuff. I know y'all don't mess with that stuff. But those are things that you got to stay away from, because remember, meat does not have enzymes. So therefore, your pancreas and your liver have to create that enzyme. So I got to use energy to get energy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in the cleansing cycle. So now causes constipation. So now it sits, putrefies, starts to go bad because you've been doing it. If you've been doing it for a while and it becomes a regular routine, then that means you're not moving. It's going to sit. And next thing you know, for women, it sits 1 inch from your navel. Touch your navel. If you touch your navel, 1 inch from your navel, top of the uterus. Got it? That's where we find a lot of the, toxins that move down. Top of the uterus, that's where the fibroid, the cysts, and the tumors happen. Now, when they start to not cleanse it, it starts to get worse. Then it moves into the lining of the uterus, then eventually into the uterus. Then you're going to get PCOS, fibroid cyst tumors, things that basically are causing, whether for the uterus or the actual area in that lower, what we call lower burner. So that's detox is the key word for you. Got it? So that means we got to get the bowels moving, number one. How many bowel movements would you have a day? Ballpark.
1.
1? Yeah. See, that's what we got to do. We got to get that moving. I would say make that your main focus right there. Got it? That's why you have to think also cleanse every change of seasons. Get it moving.
Yes, very much so.
And then therefore you will start to see the change. Also hydration. How's your water?
Better now.
Better now? Yeah. Because a lot of constipation deals with dehydration. Remember, we want to stay away from any waters that are what? Purified, no purified, filtered, reverse osmosis, distilled waters. Got it? Stay away from those waters. If you want water that's spring water, bottle at the source. Got it? All right. So I would say just keep those things in mind, okay? Get back into your rhythm. We say don't break the rules, y'all.
That's right. The body will beat you up if you break the rules, guys.
Yes. So Sonia, I would definitely do a colon cleanse, parasite formula. Got it? But I would stabilize that with a good green drink. So the kit would be good for you. So we do the green drink along with the other 2. Got it? The full detox kit.
There you are.
That'll help you out. All right.
Online.
Let's see. Who else do we have? We got Flo. Hey, Flo. Unmute yourself.
Did I see Michael's hand up? Michael, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I did.
Mike, you had your hand up. Go ahead, Mike.
I did. Doc, you just mentioned the water situation to avoid the purified water.
Mm-hmm.
I came across some purified water that had a pH of 9.5, and it was reverse osmosis and electrolysis. So it was giving me a whole lot of signals going in different directions.
Yep. Your signals, I would say your spidey senses are absolutely correct. Okay. Remember, There is no substitute for the understanding of science. They know people don't know science. That's the whole point. So remember, just remember that all you got to look for is those key words: purified, filtered, reverse osmosis, distilled. Those are your 4 right there. If you find those on any of them, no matter what they sell you, then what they telling you, it's been altered. The pH, the hydrogen is the key. Remember, water is H2O.
Right.
So that hydrogen been altered, you're going to have a problem. That means that you got to ultimately ask yourself, okay, if you had to do all that purifying, filtering, reverse osmosis, and distilling, if you had to do all that, the question is, what was it before you had?
I know
bad water.
They're saying pH of 9.5 at time of bottling.
Right. So what it's doing is that the water, believe it or not, is reverse osmosis, which means they take it through a distilling process. But what they're doing, they're not telling you, is that they're taking and they're replenishing the electrolytes. It'll say something maybe even as that we were raising the electrolytes in it, which means it's cheap white salt. That's all it is. Refined white salt. They call that electrolyte. That's not an electrolyte. That's cheap white salt. So when they charge the water, then they'll put a stamp of 9.5, which it is. It is a 9.5. But here's the problem. Because it doesn't have any real minerals, when you unloose that bottle to open it up, now it starts to lose its charge.
Yes.
Got it? So if you had a 9.5 and you sat that on your desk at work, by the end of the day, that's not 9.5.
Yeah.
You got it?
Processed by electrolysis.
There you go. There you go.
Right out
so
of Costco.
if you do better by taking a water and adding an unrefined salt to it, like a Himalayan salt to it. If you take a Himalayan salt, you can take a pinch of that, put it in any salt, and it raises the alkalinity. That is a real energy drink right there.
Okay.
Did you know that they took a study and they took a bottle at the source water, like a Crystal Geyser or Fiji or Avion, and they took the water and they put the salt in the water, and they showed that they were helping people correct issues like leukemia, which is blood cancer, because it alkalizes the bloodstream.
Wow.
So that's why, that's the excellent thing. See, Bill's has over there, the circadian rhythm. That's the circadian rhythm chart. All right. And matter of fact, let me see if I can pull that up, Bill. Let me see if I can pull that up. I may be able to pull that up. Let me see if I can grab that real quick. Circadian rhythm. See, when you're starting looking at all of these different things, you have to be very mindful of what they're saying. We call it their claim of fame. Whatever they claim that they can do, that's what we say. Let them make their claim to fame. And with their claim to fame, they'll usually try to determine, where they are. All right, I'm going to show you the chart. I got it up, Bill.
Okay, great. All right.
I'm gonna pull that up right now.
There you go.
And so the family can see it. I'm gonna share screen with that. This one here. This is the circadian rhythm chart right here.
There you go. There you
go. For
go.
those that are looking. As you can see, the intake cycle starts right here. Intake start cycle 12 noon to 7 p.m. That's the intake cycle. Feed the body, highest nutrients, highest water intake. That's the time you got to get it in. If you're going to eat meat, that's the cycle you do it. Got it? In moving to the next cycle, try not to eat after 7 p.m. What time is it? It's 8:22. We got about a few more minutes left before we end up tonight. But 7 p.m. is the time when you don't want to eat meat. Got it? That's the assimilation. All our bodies right now are assimilating the digestive. We're getting the intestines ready. We're getting ready for the next day. So it's happening right now. That's resting. This is the time when your intestines supposed to be resting, y'all.
So the last time we should take anything into our bodies would be about what time?
Well, we're trying to say no meat after 7.
Okay. All
no
right.
meat after 7.
Okay.
Got it? You can veggie anytime. I want everybody to hear that.
That's what I wanted to know. Yes.
Yes, you can actually veggie anytime. Okay. You can veggie anytime. Vegging anytime makes a big difference. You can get a lot of good stuff. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
what about vegging and then taking in a lot of additional fluid other than water?
Well, remember, you can we try to say also don't drink water after 7, after your last
Okay.
meal. Got
All
it?
right.
Because if you do that too much, then you're pushing the timeline. And then
Okay.
people remember the bladder empties out usually around every 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
So if you're eating after 7, you're pushing the timeline.
Okay.
So we try to say right around 7 o'clock after your last meal, then around the time of about somewhere in the neighborhood of about 10 to 11 o'clock should be your last elimination for the day. Therefore, if you eliminate, then you should be able to get all the way through the night.
There you go. That's why I asked the question.
Uninterrupted sleep.
That's without having to get up all night long.
Without having to get up all night. Usually people, are drinking water all throughout, and it empties every 2 hours and waking you up. Now you're messing up your sleep cycle. So last one, 4 a.m. to 12 noon. That's your cleansing. That's the detoxing and flushing of the lymphatic system, which is the sewer system of your body. Got it? So hopefully you can always pick this chart up right on my website. If you just go right to my website, Dr. Paul Herbs, I'll go right here.
Yep.
All right, to my website, and you can just, if you go to the very top, that's under downloads.
Yep.
And just scroll all the way down. If you scroll all the way down, right to circadian rhythm, boom, you can pull it right up. Got it, family? All right. I think everybody's got that. But there's a lot of good articles on there also that you can download. And they're excellent articles about everything you can imagine. Okay.
Someone wants to know if meat includes poultry.
Yes, that is fowl also. Fowl.
Okay.
Yep. Fowl. Yep.
Dr.
Fowl. FOWL.
Flo, go ahead.
The kit, I did order that kit. It was supposed to be here today, but it didn't. But you're saying in that kit you get the green drink and plus those cleansing things?
Right, the colon cleanse and the parasite cleanse. Right. But remember, when you're going to start off, you start off slow. You want to probably start off, we try to tell everyone everyone's sensitivity to colon cleanse is going to be different because people eat different. Correct. So I always tell people to start off with just 2 capsules at the end of your last meal. Got it? Some people say, wow, because remember, this stuff is coming from South Africa, y'all.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of energy in it, a lot of energy. So when you start to now move, if there's something that's, in your intestines to move out, it's going to clean it out.
There you go.
So what it does, it moves. Some people may take 1 and they find what we call desirable results. That's what it's called, desired results. That's what you'll see on the packaging. It'll tell you how to take it until you get desired results, which means when you eat soon after you eliminate. Got it? Okay. That's considered desired results, right? So if you're taking it and you're eating and you're still not eliminating soon after or somewhere along after, then you may have to raise to the next pill. Got it? That's what you would do.
So first you do the green drink and then you do the cleanse?
No. As you're taking the green drink, you can still take the capsules also.
Okay.
Just the colon cleanse though.
Okay.
Got it? After you've completed the colon cleanse, then you move to the parasite formula. Yeah. Not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul, family.
I know that's right.
Oh,
hey.
Dr. Paul.
Okay. No, wait.
Okay. Go ahead.
Khadijah? Who is that? Khadijah?
It's me, Khadijah. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
What is the name of that kit she was just talking about? Because I don't see any products on your website. What's the name of it to get the green drink, the cleanse,
right.
and then
you may have just tuned in, but we gave out the number.
I've been there.
Yeah, you get the number for where you would order the kit. Okay.
Okay.
No online orders right now because we're having, one thing I need to make everyone aware of. COVID-19 is real, y'all. it has affected everything with shipping, with herbs and everything. If you talk to Pollock Herbs, if you talk to Wayne Avenue Health Food, or if you talk to even the big boys like Penn Herbs and them, we are having a problem getting these herbs, y'all. So you need to start stocking up, because there's a time when if something crazy and you got 45 in here and things don't go so well and things get shut down with the import and export, we're not able to get the stuff. We're fighting every day to get these products and things to you. So whenever we have them available, please
get as much as you can.
You know, pick them up, you know, and understand that sometimes it may take a while to get it, and they may tell you it's still not here. Don't get frustrated, but just understand the time we're living in.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. Got it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay, there's one last question. Here's one last question, Dr. Paul.
Okay, one last question, because we
yes.
gotta be ready to end up on here.
You
We're
got
about to shut down. All right.
About the lowering one's bad cholesterol.
Okay, cholesterol. When you're dealing with cholesterol, there's actually one area that I want people to focus on. When they say bad cholesterol, they always want to play good cop, bad cop. Like there's one that's good and one that's bad.
Right.
No, it's not. It can't be bad, okay, if the body still makes it.
Right.
What does it mean? It just means it's out of balance. You got it? Only reason they pair them together as good cop, good and bad, so that they can put a drug between it. That's it.
I know that's right.
You got it?
Definitely.
So you have to understand it's just out of balance. Usually it's because the liver becomes and sends false information, this thing called interferon, which is actually information, encoded information on how to keep the blood and the consistency of the blood. That's really what cholesterol is doing, right?
Right.
So what's happening with that at the same time is that your liver is bombarded with too much saturated oils. You got it? So you got to start looking at things like the oils, no refined oils.
Right. Okay.
So that means if you're going to get anything, it's unrefined oils. Got it? No, the worst of the worst is canola oil, corn oil, peanut oil. Got it? Or this thing, what's the other one, Bill? We got the corn oil, peanut oil, and the vegetable oil would be the other one.
Canola oil, which there is no such thing as a canola.
Yeah, because we know canola oil is the worst of the worst.
Yes.
There is no such thing as a canola. There's not a canola plant somewhere saying, hey, it's not a canola plant. It actually was an experiment that took place with this thing called the rapeseed.
Yes.
And the rapeseed is actually a genetic modification that they've done. And then what they did, they do it in Canada. So they say, well, we're in Canada. What do we call it, Bill? We're in Canada, and it is an oil.
Canola.
Can oil.
Yeah.
Canola. Been had, and you've been had bad.
Yes.
You got it, family?
Yes.
All right. So just understand there's no canola plant somewhere. And the number one cause for high cholesterol goes back to canola oil. It's in everything. I challenge you right now to go to your cupboards and your refrigerators and look for the ingredients on all the products. You're going to see canola oil everywhere. Everywhere. It's everywhere. And so if you're not taking it directly or you're not buying canola directly, you're getting it indirectly through the other products like the cakes, the cookies, the pies, the pretzels, the potato chips.
All that good stuff, Dr. Paul.
All the good stuff. All right.
Tell it like it is.
Yes. So family, I hope that you got something out of this family gathering around the tree today.
Yes.
I'm looking in and there's over 30 folks in here today. I want to thank you all for all of your participation and the questions that have gone forth. It is truly a pleasure to always be able to do this. Let this be something that you can invite somebody. Everybody that's listening, I want you to bring somebody next week. Next week, we can chop it up and we can go even a little deeper. We'll try to answer more questions. Also, if you're someone who's having issues with your spine, we talked about that today. Please, please, please make sure that you check your spine. Make sure that if you have a misalignment, you know, one of the best things you can do is to lay flat on your back on a flat floor. You hear that? With your hands up like this, laying back, right? If you do that, you can lay on a flat floor and gravity will push you back in place.
Wow.
You know, God always got something
Well,
simple.
Dr. Hall, I almost start sleeping on the floor from going forward.
Sleeping on the floor. All
Dr.
right.
Paul, my
Yes.
daughter, 4-year-old, she's highly constipated. What do I do?
Yeah,
Please.
I would say the green drink for children. Okay. The green drink is the best thing. See, their systems are not, they don't have a lot of problems going on with them. Unless they've actually been diagnosed with something of a chronic nature or chronic problem, it's usually always food choices with children. So if you know, again, she's your daughter, so you're both with the DNA from Nigeria. You got to start getting real food. Got it? You got to start looking at food and saying what's going on. You need to send home and say, send me a care pack.
Okay.
Send me a big old box of all that Nigerian good food. You got it? Fruits and vegetables, seeds, good seeds.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So the
That
same
stuff.
green drink I'm going to order for myself, I can use for her.
Absolutely. And this is excellent. Remember, I use this for my son. And this was his main thing that I kept him even when he was at that age. You know what he used to call it? Because it was green, he used to call it, that's my Hulk drink. He said, Daddy, he said, every time I get that green drink, I feel like the Hulk. So
all right.
That was his definition of saying, I feel good. And I feel different than I did before.
Right.
See, the words of a child is amazing. You know, from the mouth of babes, you know, the truth comes forth. So even the child was like, I don't understand all them big words y'all use, but I know how I feel, Daddy. You got it?
I know that's right.
So you got to listen to the children. Listen to them. When they say the tummy aches, things like that, listen to all of that, all right?
Dad says that a
Remember,
little child shall
don't
lead
hold
them.
and make sure they're not holding their urine, okay? Don't
Yes.
hold your urine. That's for everybody. Don't hold your urine. Got it? If you've been holding your urine, you can cause urinary tract infections with that. You ever been going to the bathroom and you hold, and next thing you know, you go to the bathroom and then you finally go. And then when you come out, you say, wow, you know what? Feel like I got to go again. Well, that's probably because it feels like you didn't empty totally out. You're empty, but the lining of the bladder is infected. You probably have a urinary tract infection or the beginning of it. So you gotta be careful because we don't like them. When they roll up the kidney, you can get a kidney infection. So all those things you got to be very, very careful of. So don't hold it. You know what you can do? And women, I know what you're going through because, you know, even before the COVID-19, you didn't go to a lot of public bathrooms when you travel. So now with the COVID-19, you got to start planning out your locations of where you go. You know, go to your phone app store and download what's called a bathroom app. Y'all hear that? It's a bathroom app. So they have bathroom apps that are designed specifically for letting you know, and the GPS is where you are, the closest bathroom. And they have rating points on the cleanliness and whether it's good. Oh, that's excellent. So make sure you get that on there. All right, family? That's the last thing I'm going to leave y'all with tonight. Hey, if this has been a blessing to you in any way, I want to thank you so much that the information hopefully has been an enrichment to you and your family. Bill, thank you so much, Bill. Just give Bill Morgan a hand over there for being my assistant over there. And family, I'm going to put down, and it's never something that I actually say is a requirement because, you know, we have the men's group and the women's group. Correct. I always said, if y'all want to be a blessing and the donation to keep this going, I'm going to put the Cash App down there. And if you feel led in your heart that this has been helpful to you, Throw something in there. Don't have to be in. It could be $2. Whatever you want to do. We want to try to keep this thing going so that you and all the whole family can be enriched and blessed. Got
That's what's
it?
important.
So I thank you all. It has been a blessing. And until next week, we'll see you gathering around the family tree. God bless y'all and have a good night.
Indeed. Take care.
I'm going to put down, matter of fact, I'm going to put down underneath here the Cash App. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I want.
Dr. Hall, one other question. This is going to be a recurring thing each week. Is the password or the login going to be different each week so that we'll know?
It's going to be the same. Usually it's going to be the same every week. Okay.
Okay. But once
All
we
right. So I'm going to put that in there.
Listen, once we become a part of the ambassador club, we get all the stuff, all the new stuff that comes out.
Yeah,
right?
I may have to start putting some ambassadors in here.
I know that's right,
ambassador
buddy.
of health might give you a certificate or something. You never know what happens over here.
I know that's right, buddy.
Y'all know I sit on the floor of the United Nations and I have my organization. I am an official NGO.
That's right.
From that, we'll make sure you all get taken care of. All right.
There you go. I'm
gonna always bring y'all the top of the line information.
That's right.
So God bless y'all. May God keep y'all until we see you next week. Have a good night.
Take care. God bless.
You
Bye bye
too.
now.
God bless y'all. All right. Bye-bye.
Cash App number.
It's right
There's
down
no
there.
number, just as you see. It's the
You
dollar
see the
sign.
Cash App is $ Dr. Paul Hop, HOP. All right.
Okay. Thank you, because I don't see it. Thank you.
All right. There you go.
You got it.
Yes,
Okay.
$ Dr. Paul Hop.
Thank you,
That's
Dr.
right.
Paul.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
All
God
right.
bless y'all.
God
All right,
bless
Bless
bye-bye.
you, everyone. Have a good week.
You
Thank
too
you
now.
so
Have a good
Bye-bye.
one. Tune into the Green
Bye now.
Hour
Yes,
on
because
Saturday.
that's right. Because when you're breathing, guys,
3
you
o'clock.
got a
If you're
shot.
breathing,
You got a
Got a
shot.
shot.
God bless you.
Bye, Pastor
God bless.
Lisa.
God bless you, Ashimo. I see you there. Mwah.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bill Morgan, you sound like Morgan Freeman.
I'm trying. I'm trying to grow up, guys.
You old smoothie, you. God bless y'all.
God bless now. Bye-bye.